Good morning, Saints. I'm Reese.
And I'm Emily, and this is SFHS Today.
In world news, as of May 11th, the Biden administration officially declared an end to the COVID-19 public health emergency after both the CDC and the World Health Organization downgraded the pandemic to a global health threat from an emergency of international concern, according to Wired. In school news, marching band has officially started. The first parade is this Saturday in Zimmerman, and Summer Theater had auditions for Matilda Jr., and rehearsals start this week.
In more news, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and reporter Kylie Dussman looked into what people can do to help shine a light on this important issue.
Can you explain a little bit about Mental Health Awareness Month?
It's 1 month set aside just to help us be more aware.
What are the signs of someone struggling mentally?
So I would say there's many different signs. For everyone, it may appear very differently, but a lot of it's like behavior changes. Your best friend being very distant, isolating. Isolating is one of the big scary ones because even if you're a positive support, all of a sudden they'll start shutting off and going away from that relationship. That could be the only positive thing that they have in their life.
Well, it used to be no one said anything about whether it be depression, anxiety, if one of their kids or a family member died by suicide. It was just like zip it. No one said a thing. The most wonderful thing now is for many, although I think some generations still have it's a little bit tougher to talk about. But now people realize the brain is another organ of the body. And so we have to take care of it. And when something doesn't quite go right with it, we can help figure out how to repair it. So I think there's a great improvement of people being able to talk about just mental health challenges and even mental wellness.
Withdrawing is another one, kind of closing off everything and everyone around them. They can be very unpredictable. You have different emotions. You can go on one end, just angry at the snap of a finger, to in tears over absolutely nothing.
So how can we take on these challenges in a healthy way and not just say, oh, don't talk about it. If you have a heart attack, you don't say don't talk about it. You go, let's get some help.
So the big part is identifying, but then also knowing where to go. Being that person for them, listening to what they say, having an open mindset, kind of being there to support them and not introducing yourself into it, and really just listening to them.
We can either help with a positive change, or we can just say, oh, I'm afraid of it.
Even if you don't know what to do or where to go, listen. And then if you have increasing concerns, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, anything like that, that's when you need to bring in a trusted adult, a professional. You have to get somebody else, so that person has to get the support that they need.
If we listen close, we can sometimes feel the pain or a struggle of a friend or a family member, or even someone who you don't like. But there's so much good quality things, like through NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness in Minnesota. There's a group called Mental Health Connect. There's also a number of, Anoka County has a suicide prevention group. They also have a wellness group that meets every month. And actually, they're having this walk June 3rd for mental wellness that's put on by the county. That's going to be at Coon Rapids Dam. So you can participate in things, but you can also, you need to read and learn. And then that's what we do. We keep learning and listening, and then loving each other through all the challenges.
Thanks, Kylie, for spreading awareness on mental health.
Tonight, MCSU students are hosting a community cultural night. We invited some special guests into the studio to talk about the event.
What is MCSU doing right now?
We have planned a culture night that is tonight. It's from 5 to 7. A bunch of cultures will be displayed. We'll look at activities and their way of life and kind of just getting to know a lot of those things. So, yeah.
Is this the first time you guys are doing something like this?
Yes, it is the first time, and I feel like we're prepared to hopefully, do this next year and improve a lot. This is our first time, and with many first things, we make a lot of mistakes, but I just hope people show up either way and just have fun.
It's not our first display of a culture or anything like that, because we had Hmong New Year both last year and this year, and that was great. We had our December 16th event where we had people try a bunch of different cultural foods, but it's our first culture fair, so yeah.
How many cultures are going to be there?
A lot.
Yeah, we have
a big cluster.
Yeah.
Like we have a Norwegian culture, Liberian culture, Native American culture. Pretty much, we try to go very.
Yeah.
Try to represent all of the ethnicities that represent our community and our school right now in St. Francis.
Is there any specific things that you have contributed to the culture fair?
As for me personally, I'm really proud of the fact that I got so many of my Hmong friends and people in the Hmong community at St. Francis to be involved in the cultural event and helping with that and giving their input on what to put for the Hmong, my Hmong culture stand that I'll be helping to, participate in.
I made a slideshow for our cultural liaisons, Abby, and helped her with all the visuals that she'll print, and then you'll see on the posters. And I just kind of helped with the whole idea, like everybody else in OCSU did. So.
Yeah, I am doing a little bit on African American culture, and I'm also helping with Native American culture, and I'm also helping with the reading books and the reading little circle. So yeah.
Also, bring kids, because there will be a reading circle, so we just want to have that exposure, but yes.
I think overall we've also just worked, all three of us, but I think everyone in the Multicultural Student Union worked so hard to put this event together.
Is it just students, or is there also going to be elders from the community coming in?
We kind of want everybody of all ages to be able to show up if they're interested.
I sent a few messages between me and Chris Lindquist, a big member in our community, and I think he's really helped with us connecting with the more elderly community and helping with getting communication out there that this event is actually happening at St. Francis. So I'm really thankful for that.
What are you doing this summer?
I'm going to go to the beach. What about you?
Oh, fun. I'm stuck working at summer, and so are these people.
It's the random question thing. Ding.
Hey Aaron, what's your summer job?
I'm working grounds at City of East Bethel.
Where do you find out about that?
My brother worked it for 2 years, and then also Cody Cheney is also working there too.
Hey Bo, what's your summer job?
I work in the YMCA Summer Power Program.
And where do you find out about that?
I found it on a posting.
Hey, do you have a summer job?
I do. I'm a camp counselor for Circle R Ranch.
Where do you learn about that?
I've been going to the camp ever since I was 8 years old, so I recently decided to apply.
How long have you been doing it?
This is my second year being a counselor.
Thanks, Heck, Joe, and Chase. Now let's head over to sports. Hey, Saints, I'm Emily Pipp.
And I'm Reese Grisey.
And this is sports.
In national sports news, Brittany Griner got a warm welcome back as she played her first WNBA game back from 10 months in Russian custody. In state sports, Twins placed Jorge Blanco on a 10-day injured list on Saturday with a hamstring strain.
In school sports news, baseball went 3-2 last week with games yesterday at home against Big Lake, and tonight they take on the Delano Tigers, and tomorrow they are back home against Chisago Lakes Wildcats. Softball heads into postseason play with an 11-6 record. They are number 2 seed in the section, so they will get a bye and will play Thursday against the winner of the Big Lake Zimmerman matchup. Which brings us to this week's Athlete of the Week, freshman Sydney Borchert, who has been playing pitcher on varsity. Here's Cam and Logan with more.
If you guys didn't know, Sydney Borchert threw a perfect game against Monticello on May 2nd. The final score was 17-0. Let's go talk to the Athlete of the Week.
How does it feel to be one of the varsity starters for softball?
It feels really good. I'm very proud of myself for doing it as a 7th, 8th, and 9th grader. I'm very proud of myself.
How long have you been playing softball?
Since I was 6. My dad got me into it, and then I just loved it ever since.
What are your future plans for softball?
I want to try to get into college for softball or with softball and play either D2 or D1 depending on the school.
What school are you trying to shoot for?
University of Minnesota or UCLA.
Keep on rocking, Sydney. On another note, boys tennis finished their seasons on section Saturday, and girls and boys golf had a meet on Monday.
Running on over to track, last week Brady Johnson broke the school record in the 200.
So how did it feel to break the record?
It was really good. It was a big accomplishment for me. I've been working toward this goal for the whole track career.
And what did you do in the off season to prepare for this?
Well, I play 2 sports on the off season, basketball and football for track, and that really helps me stay in shape and stay active.
Congratulations, Brady.
In other news, choir's having their final Pops concert of the year at 7 on Thursday in the PAC. That's all we have for you this week.
Now time to shine a light on weather and back to us in the studio.
Live broadcasting from Lake George. I'm Ari.
And I'm Taylor.
And this is the weather.
Today's weather is a high of 83 and a low of 56. And tomorrow with a high of 70 and a low of 54. And Thursday with a high of 76 and a low of 53. Friday's weather is a high of 82 and a low of 52. Saturday with a high of 85 and a low of 59. Sunday's weather with a high of 87 and a low of 61.
Thanks to our favorite weather women.
Before we go, Eamon, Brayden, and Cullen tried crumble cookies, and this is what they thought.
Okay, guys, we went to Crumble Cookie this week just because these two have never been there before.
I've never been there. I'm expecting good things just because I've heard so much about it. What about you, Brayden?
The cookies are a lot bigger than I expected.
Yeah. So we're gonna try each 6, and then we'll let you know if it's underrated or overrated or perfectly rated.
Let's see how they taste. I'm trying the sugar cookie.
I'm trying the cake batter one.
And I'm trying the chocolate chip one.
I would give my cookie a 7.5.
I'd give mine an 8.
I would give mine an 8. Now I'm trying the Buckeye brownie.
I'm having the maple oatmeal.
And I have the dulce de leche.
Okay, I would give mine 8 out of 10.
I'd give this one a 6.5.
I'd give mine a 7. We tried all the cookies. Now we're just gonna give our thoughts on Crumble as a whole. I personally think Crumble is a bit overrated. I think they have some okay cookies, but I think the rave that it first got I don't think they deserved all the attention.
I think it's a bit overrated too. I prefer like the fruity, chilled strawberry kind of ones, but this week's kind of not very well. But I'd say definitely overrated. You just so much butter and so much fat.
I'd say it's properly rated just because they like make like big cookies and stuff, so it's kind of like cooler than like a regular sweet shop. But
I would come back and maybe get some cookies.
Those look good, but it's time to crumble on.
That's all we have for you this week.
Stay safe, Saints.